Electrocast.
Study
and play
come together on a Windows 11 PC. And for a limited time, college students get
the best of both worlds.
Get the Unreal College Deal. Everything you need to study and play with select Windows 11 PCs. Eligible students get a year of Microsoft 365 Premium and a year of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate with a custom color Xbox wireless controller. Learn more at windows.com/student offer. While supplies last. Ends June 30th. Terms at aka.ms/collegepc.
All new drinks are now at McDonald's. With refreshers like the Strawberry Watermelon Refresher and the Mango Pineapple Refresher with popping boba, to crafted sodas like the Sprite Berry Blast with berry flavors and cold foam. Who knew ice-cold drinks could be so fire? Try them all now at McDonald's.
Refreshers contain caffeine. Copyright 2026, The Coca-Cola Company. Sprite is a registered trademark of The Coca-Cola Company.
Hold on to your butts.
We are changing the course of history as we see it. That is what Wesley demands.
Now, this affects Iris. Iris, where are you?
What you feel only matters to you. I do not entertain hypotheticals. The world as it is vexing enough.
Iris, I have a tip for you.
Don't take drugs!
Or whatever movies with Wesley and Iris.
What up? It's still Cameron Crowe Month at Or Whatever Movies. I'm your co-host Iris, and I'm here with my older brother
Wesley.
And today we're talking a movie from 1992.
It's Singles.
Sex. Neighbors. 90s. Singles.
Okay, Iris, we're doing the new thing where we go back in time to before you saw Singles. What's it about?
Matt Dillon, long hair, leather jacket.
What is his motivation?
Either to get a girlfriend or to stay single.
Okay,
if I learned anything from Say Anything, Matt Dillon takes up the mantle as the big cutie, and he's really in love with a girl, but he wants to stay single because he wants to pursue some passion, maybe music.
You know that pursuing passions could include involving women,
of course,
while also wanting to stay single?
That's kind of cryptic. Yes, passions can include women and can include relationships, yes.
Man.
How'd I do?
Love is a game.
Was that your trailer voice?
Yeah, I think that's Cameron Crowe. Did you know Cameron Crowe's in the movie? Iris, why are we talking about Singles?
Cameron Crowe Month. So his cameo is appropriately in the record shop, and he's like he's going to be the next Scorsese.
Nope. The next Scorsese is Tim Burton.
What?
Yep.
So many cameos. I can't even keep them all straight. Tim Burton was the dating video director.
Believe it or not. Look it up in the book.
And Cameron Crowe was who?
He was interviewing Cliff during the Alice in Chains set at the dance club. You can't see my air quotes. Cliff, what do you think about the Seattle Sound and Citizen Dick's place in it?
Well, even more appropriate for Cameron Crowe.
Absolutely.
Given that he was a rock reporter.
Because he fits in.
Okay.
I don't think that was a wig.
All right. Let's go with more cameos.
Oh, there's a lot. I wonder, though, how many you got?
Well, I got Chris Cornell from Soundgarden.
Mm-hmm. Is it because he was on the street and then immediately after was singing on stage as Chris Cornell of Soundgarden?
You can always tell the rockers because they've kind of got that stony expression and the dead eyes because they're not actors. Yes, pretty much. Although was he singing a Soundgarden song?
Yes, he was.
If he was, I did not recognize it. Okay, but he's got the Chris Cornell voice, so
yeah, he does specifically "Birth Ritual," which was written for the movie and is on the soundtrack. But the single soundtrack in its own right was a big deal.
I also got Eddie Vedder, and is it Jeff Stone? What's Stone's first name?
Stone Gossard.
Stone Gossard.
And because he has an appropriate grungy kind of name, they said it a lot. Ably backed by Stone and Jeff and drummer Eddie Vedder, and they name dropped it. And they said Stone a couple of times because he has a very, rock star name.
Sure. Rolling Stone.
Sure.
Association. They are Matt Dillon's band members, if I understood correctly.
Let's put some respect on Citizen Dick.
They weren't in the jam session but they were at the diner when they were discussing like their tour strategy or something.
They were in the jam session when Janet comes in and like throws her arms around Cliff. Yeah, that was Stone behind Matt Dillon and drummer Eddie Vedder in the background. and Jeff, who was like, Cliff, you need to move your truck while we're young.
No way. So Matt Dillon looked like Eddie Vedder.
Yeah, he did.
And Eddie Vedder looked like Tyler Joseph from 21 Pilots. He's got this little sweetheart face underneath all that hair.
Yeah. Someone said that Matt Dillon's wig was modeled after Eddie's hair.
Oh, such a good wig. I would have never guessed. I guess it takes a long time to grow out locks like that.
Yeah, it does. Believe me, it takes a long time.
How long have you been growing out your hair, Wes?
Well, my hair has been in various lengths and various stages because of botched haircuts and stuff. But overall, I've pretty much had this haircut consistently for 25 years. Longer than that, if you count. Like, I used to grow it out until I couldn't stand it anymore and then cut it and then grow it out until I couldn't. So it'd literally be 2 years, 2.5 years between haircuts.
You know, that's not dissimilar from how I cut my hair. However, I'm a bit more adventurous than you when I actually do cut it. Are you channeling the grunge rockers of the 90s?
Back in the day, I was more channeling Paul, who had long hair, or at least in the front, like skater hair. And for some reason, I felt like I couldn't grow it out. His hair was straighter and my hair was more wavy, which is a pain in the ass. And wavy hair only works if you grow it out extensively. Otherwise, you just have like a mushroom planet head if you don't grow it past your shoulders. You need the weight to hold it down.
Back to cameos. I think the last one I have is Paul Giamatti.
Well,
as make-out dude.
Yeah, he was like, what? And you wouldn't expect Paul Giamatti to be make-out dude?
To be the make-out dude?
Yeah. Who was the mime?
Who?
Hey, maybe I've been hurt. Maybe I've been dogged.
Why are mimes always portrayed as being annoying? Is it because their performance art is annoying?
And Steve's like, you really shouldn't speak. And he's, oh, man. What do you, I'm a maitre d'. He's working on the gridlock problem. Thank God. And he's like, what did he say? I build planes or something. And he's like, woo, woo, woo. So annoying. That's your boy and mine, everybody's boy, Cameron Crowe's boy, almost Robert Zemeckis' boy. That was Eric Stoltz.
No.
Yep.
Eric Stoltz from almost Back to the Future fame.
And definitely Say Anything fame.
I'm distracted because I'm thinking about how I'm going to get canceled for saying mean things about mimes and discrediting it as an art form.
The mime culture will rise up in opposition.
I'm just saying they're portrayed as being annoying, and he was pretty annoying, Eric Stoltz, as mime.
I think you're safe. I don't think the mimes are going to come after you.
Or at least if they do, they'll come after me silently.
Right? Oh, man, the silent killers.
All right, who else?
Alice in Chains was in there. But they didn't have cameos. They were just on stage for 2 songs. Notably absent was Nirvana, who is a huge part of the Seattle sound, who was offered to be in the movie, and they were like, no, because they didn't like rock movies or whatever.
Okay.
Tom Skerritt was the mayor.
Oh, yeah. That was Top Gun?
Yep. He was Viper.
Yeah. The original Top Gun and Maverick, re-released in IMAX this summer.
Really?
Okay, so what makes Singles a Cameron Crowe movie?
So this is what I came up with. Singles is the Cameron Crowe time and place movie. This is his first movie after Say Anything. So this is not his debut, but his sophomore effort behind the camera. And he was in Seattle for Say Anything. He was already there, positioned in the middle of a burgeoning music scene when these bands exploded to where it was like mass cultural appeal. And do you remember when fashion shows, like on the runways in Paris and junk, they had like flannel and people were walking around with a grungy look and dirty hair and stuff? Grunge and working class and flannel and stuff just came roaring in and completely owned the music scene for at least, and I would say this conservatively, half a decade. Everything was coming out of Seattle. For a hot minute, it was the place to be, and that hot minute was Cameron Crowe's hot minute when he was seeing exciting bands with like giant arena sounds and heavy sounds coming out of these little tiny clubs. And he's making his fictional movie about the scene, and then it blows up and is released in the middle of that hysteria. to where it quickly got commercialized and became too much. But I don't know that I can name any movie that was more time and place, not only for the sound, because it seems like Cameron Crowe's always had his finger on the pulse, but also time and place for his career. It is him still being an adult, probably around their age in their, Bridget Fonda says, I'm 23 and I got to do something crazy because 25, crazy starts to become immature or something wild or whatever. Right in that age with those people, I think he might be a little bit older than them, but so perfectly time and place for that style of music where he was in the scene and everybody was all dirty, for his filmography and for popular culture. That's the importance of Singles. An absolute snapshot where you take a look at Cliff's outfit now and his little soul patch and his little carpet hat, and you're like, he looks ridiculous, but he looked absolutely perfect for that time, like 35 years ago.
Wow, 35 years ago. So is this the definitive Seattle rock snapshot time capsule, or is this the defining Gen X movie?
No, not Gen X. That was more Reality Bites. But this is very influential. This is like Clueless, music and fashion-wise, for a few years. It's like the flip side. All those skaters with the saggy pants that Cher doesn't like in Clueless, that was the Singles crowd.
What's confusing to me about this culture then is the mix of the grunge rockers and the young professionals that are the main characters of this movie. Like, for the most part, the Steve and Linda characters have it pretty together, at least in comparison with today's standard, where mid-20-year-olds are not necessarily even aspiring to kind of be on their own, go to school, or have jobs. I mean, these were like working professionals.
Is hodgepodge a word? Like that's like a melting pot kind of, right?
It means, it's like a mix and match kind of thing. Yep.
You have these professionals and these anti-establishment type dudes living in the same building, Melrose Place style. And so Steve lives, upstairs and Cliff lives downstairs or whatever. Steve used to date Bridget Fonda, what's her name? Janet, who is now dating Cliff. And so they're all intermingled or whatever. They're distinguished by their clothes and their sensible haircuts in the case of Linda and Steve. But they're all in a hodgepodge of Seattle life, all in the same building. What else occurred to me is this feels like Melrose Place, which was around this time in Beverly Hills 90210, which, as you said, was the flip side of the Seattle scene. But also this idea of colorful personalities who all know each other and are meant to coexist kind of coincides with the real world, which actually predates this, is closer to the time when Cameron Crowe was writing and filming this movie. I think 90 or 91, and Singles was ultimately released in September 92. But around this time, where 20-somethings, young people, are mingling and boning and coexisting and fighting and all this stuff in shared spaces.
And so even though Steve was really into traffic, like Tom Cruise in one of the Mission Impossibles, he was still like a cool guy and could go to clubs, and he wasn't like a square rocking out and getting blasted on beer?
I don't know. Well, I mean, he was blasted on beer and he was totally useless when Linda didn't get his message or whatever. And that, I can relate to that part of Steve, the ratty part of Steve on his floor. But I wanted to ask you this question. You were probably more the Steve Linda crowd. And I would argue that I was more the Cliff Janet crowd. And that's pretty loose to say that. But if we were splitting up into socias and greasers, I would probably be a greaser and you'd probably be a soc. Is that unreasonable to say?
Probably not unreasonable.
And obviously Steve and Lemmy or Zimmy or what's his name? They want to go to the club to meet girls. And sure, they like that kind of music. Steve was a DJ in college and all that stuff. And Jeremy Piven remembers him. But Linda, her friend is concerned. I met a guy or whatever. But we're still going to go out dancing, right? And she's like, we will always go out dancing. And I was like, because women love to go out dancing. Like dancing is their thing. Is that just code for meeting dudes? Or trying to find love or whatever? Because my question to you is the grunge club, which was just a scene. I don't think grunge, it's never uttered in this movie. I don't think that label was in place until it reached truly mass appeal. Is the State of Love and Trust, Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, Birth Ritual, Alice in Chains Club dancing? we will go out dancing. Is that what that club is? I honestly don't know, because we're talking about, it seems like Linda and her friend, the environmentalists, are out for a night, and Steve and this is where they meet, but that doesn't seem like the place where the yuppies would go.
You said yuppies. Maybe it was just the scene. Maybe that was the thing to do. What other options did they have? I mean,
exactly.
Are they going to go to the honky tonk bar in Seattle?
In Cameron Crowe's world, they all work at the mall, and they all inhabit the same social scene. So they're all going to the same rock clubs.
Yeah, basically they've just graduated from the mall to the rock club. And the audience at the time was maybe still forming. There weren't exactly labels. It was a hodgepodge. And I guess what I'm saying is that it's not entirely unrealistic that they would be there or that they would meet there. I think that was just kind of the scene.
Again, time and place, where like they paid particular focus to garage door openers. Like that, hey, that's heavy tech.
Remote controls.
Yep.
Basically ending and beginning with the garage door represents the ark. She gives it to the wrong guy, and at the end they're having sex on it.
Absolutely true. Did the I forget her name, the Sheila Kelly character, the Expect the Best? Debbie Hunt, yep. Right. She seemed out of place to me. We focused on her last. She had the quickest arc. It wrapped up the quickest when she met the father or whatever of the kid that on the plane. Debbie seemed kind of sidelined in like a secondary character or whatever. Remember when she had to go to Expect the Best to pick up her VHS tape to show her friends all the men who wanted her?
This episode is brought to you by Prime. What if you had one more chance with the one that got away?
Sam, you came home.
Based on the best-selling novel from Carly Fortune. Every Year After follows childhood friends Sam and Percy as they reunite in the dreamy, nostalgic lakeside town of Barry's Bay.
Love can be hard to find. So if you're lucky enough to find that person, never let go.
A second chance at first love. Every Year After, now streaming only on Prime.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail.
Hi, this is Zoe Deutsch.
And Nick Robinson. Our brand new movie, Voicemails for Isabel, is all about those little moments that feel like the universe is looking out.
Feeling homesick, then your sister calls.
Hearing that perfect song exactly when you need it. Sometimes life rigs things in our favor, like learning about your new favorite rom-com, Voicemails for Isabel. Only on Netflix, June 19th.
So she had to the idea of online dating or high-tech dating was to go and pick up the VHS that the next Martin Scorsese put together for you, an assembly, an edit of your prospective matches or whatever. Man, that dating service must have cost a fortune back in the day.
Yeah, and it seemed like a lot of work.
Green screens, though, cutting-edge technology.
Oh, yeah, that was high-end stuff. I'm going to answer my own question in the simplest of terms. What makes Singles a Cameron Crowe movie? We've seen throughout Cameron Crowe Month, it comes down to two things, Wes.
Love and the things that dum-dums do to try to achieve love.
Happy, crappy love stories and music.
I'm sorry. I saw this from time and place, but I saw this in a different mindset. And we all knew Cliff was dumb. Right? Like he's just dumb.
Yeah.
But super honest. Janet, you do know I still see other people, right? I mean, you do know that. And Janet is like, you don't fool me. And he looks her in the face and says, Janet, I could not be fooling you less. And Janet's like, I'm tired of starving myself for this guy. And she ends up with Cliff at the end because he blesses her sneeze. Like, Janet, pull it together.
Is that her settling, or is that her being realistic about love?
No, that is exactly who Janet is. She thinks she needs to do something wild before it becomes immature. She thinks that she needs to style herself after Cliff's tastes to chase this dude who's thoroughly unavailable, disregards her or whatever. And yeah, he's like, I miss you. I don't know, or whatever. But Cliff just
He misses the way, to be specific, he misses the way that she looks at him.
I mean, I don't get the Bill Pullman dreamy thing. But the idea that she'd be like, you're searching, man. Many, many babes would be into that. I mean, not me, but I have friends who would love you or whatever. I want to get giant boobs for Cliff. I love my boyfriend, who's hardly her boyfriend. I found myself screaming at Janet this time inwardly. I was like,
you mean because
dummy.
Because Dr. Jeffrey Jameson is right there.
I don't know that he would have. I mean, he couldn't have kept up with Janet, I don't think. She's a barista. I'm just saying that Janet made hugely questionable choices. And I think it can all be boiled down to what, if you like, yeah, but she was young and she was dumb and she was influenced. And she also went for Steve at one point or whatever. And she pushed back on him. It wasn't just someone that would show him her affection, obviously, because the doctor was after her and Steve tried to mac on her. And she was like, but in this universe, neighbors, that's what we are, right? But I can point to a single flaw. It shows you how sadly I've aged out of this movie, because I'm literally more than twice Janet's age, and in fact twice the age of any of the participants in Singles, save maybe for Bill Pullman. I didn't get it at the time, and can you point to the thing that I'm pointing at now that shows how out of her mind Janet was?
Painting a black chair white on her balcony's railing?
No, but that is pretty sketch. Dude, that salad was rotten. Did you not go, oh, when she was cutting up that lettuce and chopping those tomatoes and leaving the butthole intact on the tomatoes and cutting them all awkwardly? And that salad
she goes right through the center.
That salad was brown, dog. And I was like, Janet, you are out of your mind. And it never bothered me before.
That was turtle food, Janet. I don't know.
Oh, Janet. Happy crappy indeed. Linda, it wasn't her fault. Dude on the roller coaster wasn't her fault. The Italian dude, sadly, wasn't her fault. The car accident wasn't her fault. Pushing away from Steve or whatever because she lost a baby, that apparently is what women do. I can't fault her for that. She's had some bad luck. For Debbie, it was the only barrier to her finding love. She's like, the bike dude, right? And everyone's like, yeah, the bike dude. At least it wasn't the really very, very, very lonely guy. And it wasn't the kid on the plane or whatever. But other than that, Debbie Hunt didn't have a lot of standards. Did you rail at her selling the bike dude, the Beauty and the Beast guy, to her roommate for $200?
Well, at least it wasn't a case of Heineken.
Yeah, that's true. But again, that was decried as being inappropriate and offensive. Like this one.
She wasn't selling the guy. She was selling the right to the guy.
He was like eating peanuts and listening, Jerry Maguire style, in the other room to their fully audible conversation. Do you think that he stuck with the roommate?
They also weren't censoring themselves or being discreet. Who knows? Does anyone end up with anyone in this movie? Does anyone really, truly have standards?
I would like to think that Linda has standards. Again, I can't fault Linda for the terrible stuff that happened to her. I mean, I can fault her for getting back together with Andy. Oh my God, Andy. Maybe it's because I wanted her to get together with Steve. Back with Andy, and he's like, I love you. And he's got his little glasses and his Mr. Sensitive Ponytail Man. Oh my God. Does anyone have a more punchable face than Andy?
Wait, what makes a person punchable? Isn't it because they think they act like they're superior to others? Wasn't that the hallmark of all of Philip Seymour Hoffman's characters?
In Andy's case, I think it was his mouth. But the second I saw his face, and you would think that the dude would be who'd be like, it's okay to loathe these people. There is so much life in you and so much emotional larceny in these others. And I would have clocked that dude. Andy, oh my God.
So happy crappy. It so much so that I felt a little bit ambivalent to Steve and Linda getting together in the end. It didn't feel necessarily like that they would work. As happy maybe as I was that they got back together, it didn't seem like they would work out. I don't know that I ever really bought that they were a great match. Like when he was like, if I asked God to make somebody, I would ask him to make Linda. I didn't understand it. What made her so great? You had a crush on her. What made the Linda character so great?
She was hot and she wasn't stupid. She was idealistic, sure. She was maybe a little bit naive, but she was clean. She wasn't dirty. She had a jacket. It was like,
She had a jacket.
Yeah, I don't know a jacket. I don't have it together.
She lived in Seattle.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's cold there. What about, Bridget Fonda had it, Janet had it together. She was clean.
No.
She was very clean.
No, Janet had hats, and I don't do hats. Note that Linda didn't wear a hat. Her hair was her hat. She didn't need a dumb hat.
What made Steve a good catch if he was just, like, wandering toward the next vagina?
Wow. To go back to Linda, I think that she had it together and she was playing it cautious or whatever, but she didn't really, it didn't seem, other than being at an Alice in Chains show and calling that dancing, she didn't seem like she was subject much to the temptations to which the others fell prey. Steve was the fun college guy who was probably raised pretty straight-laced and like meant to be professional and follow your dreams or whatever. And he got his meeting with the mayor and all that stuff. But I'm not saying that Steve was a catch. He fell apart. He was chasing women. And then when he found the one, he lost perspective on everything else. The super train was never, I'm sorry, the super train was idealism at its finest. That was never going to happen.
I mean, am I wrong in thinking that the super train was just a train with good coffee and music?
Right, but people will park and ride. No, the hell they won't. There's no you can't achieve speed to get from one place to another. It was just a subway or an L train, right? It was just a metro.
Right.
I don't know. And it's true. People love their cars. I don't know, to answer your question. He was the best choice for Linda among those other people. I wanted to know, for your time and place and your perspective now, looking back on this experience, were you supported? Maybe you weren't like, oh, this is the dream matchup. But when Linda and Steve were like, okay, it's time to talk about the baby. I'm going to be with you and, we're going to get through it together. We're going to get through it. Doesn't he say that to her?
Yeah.
Were you like, go for it, guys? You got this?
I mean, sure. Maybe especially 90s me would be like, good decision, guys, mature decision or whatever. Now I kind of think, well, you don't necessarily have to if you're having a baby, you don't necessarily have to get married. You can be committed to each other and committed to this baby and see how your relationship continues to develop through co-parenting.
And then when they went to the movie theater and saw the screaming toddler, it all shriveled up for them. Did you feel that, or were you like, come on, guys, you got to commit?
There is nothing that can prepare you for the tyranny of parenthood. That being said, there's also nothing there's no experience like the love that is unlocked in your heart when you have a child.
I think I would have been a Steve or whatever. I think I would have been closed off from the world and everybody until Janet or somebody would have climbed through my window, which I think is a total fantasy. But I also never got this scene, this community, this neighbors, this social scene, music scene kind of thing where you're in a bubble and like at the end when there's just this cacophony of voices ringing over the Seattle streets and you're like, oh, I'm a part of this scene because this is where young people hang out and thrive. I feel like it's a Cameron Crowe bubble. He creates this world and people all act accordingly and everybody knows each other and they're from all walks of life. I mean, no black people. Like ever, anywhere.
Ooh, ow.
In singles.
Ouch.
Where?
Yeah,
Show me a black person.
No, I think that's fair. Black and brown, probably underrepresented. But also Seattle. I don't know. Cameron Crowe went really went for it in this movie. I think maybe buoyed by some success with Fast Times and with Say Anything, one of my new favorite films. But it's a funky stew. There's a lot going on in Singles. There's this documentary device that he employs and the cacophony that you mentioned at the end, which is indicative of this whole scene that he's trying to capture. There were some really caricaturish, strange, totally unbelievable, took me out of the movie moments in Singles.
Oh, the car stereo scene.
So bizarre. But then also mixed with these seemingly authentic scenarios that young people, especially ones that are trying to date, are facing. So a strange movie, Singles. And the chapter breaks and the names.
The fourth wall, there was some Ferris Bueller direct-to-camera narration and commentary kind of thing going on.
Yeah, strange movie, but swinging for the fences.
I'm saying an appropriate graduation, if you will. Singles, I think, slides perfectly to represent Cameron Crowe between Say Anything and Jerry Maguire. And so is Singles a good movie? I was too close to it at the time. I wasn't a part of the Seattle scene, but I lived in the world of grunge, and all the bands hit all at once, and we were like, when is that movie going to be released? The soundtrack was released 6 months, something, before the movie came out, and we were just like, when is this going to happen? This is going to be the defining moment of a generation, and I suppose in a way it is, but also strange and unique and bizarre and kind of otherworldly, a curious postcard from a defunct era.
So check out more Cameron Crowe Month episodes at orwhatevermovies.com or wherever you get podcasts, and additional themed months coming later this year. 818-835-0473 or orwhatevermovies@gmail.com.
And peace out, brother.
This Father's Day, when you ship UPS Air at the UPS store, your items arrive on time or your money back, guaranteed at no extra cost. It's like the father of all shipping services. It shows up to the airport way too early, just to play it safe. It's overprotective about all the things that truly matter, and it's always prompt, especially to be with family. Make it your first choice to celebrate your dad. Ship UPS Air with our money-back guarantee, exclusively at the UPS Store U.S. retail locations. Visit the upsstore.com/air shipping for full details. Terms and conditions apply.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment. Anyway, give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
Electric acid.